None of the Shah's comments raised hackles like his blast at the American Jewish lobby. Its influence, he claimed, went all the way to the top.
Surely, Your Majesty, you're not telling me that the Jewish lobby in the United States pulls the strings of the presidency.
This is an old video from 2017, but it is highly, highly relevant today. As events unfold in Gaza, we need to think about the fakes that are surrounding us. It's all theatre. I was just back from Iran and totally disillusioned. Were any of these Muslim anti-Zionist countries for real? Don't get me wrong, I meant real people, good people. But there was something very wrong. I was to work in Iran, in Tehran, with government analysts at the Persian Gulf Study Center. They were great guys. Mr. Parsipor was the head. I love those guys. They agreed Iran had to cease with the flag stomping and goose stepping and focus on Jewish racial and religious supremacism and how they were a cyber technology juggernaut, and they were into all the critical infrastructure, particularly of the United States. But no matter how much we agreed, nothing seemed to happen. The same went for the Arab world. I've worked with Arabs extensively. Everybody agrees. I've met professors in Lebanon, been all over the place, Malaysia. Everyone agrees, but nothing seems to change. It's just one big dead baby competition. Iran in particular was very, very fake. Not the people, their leaders. Not Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, but the then Iranian Foreign Minister Zarif spent most of his adult life in the United States, and eating all those chocolate eclairs at Chatham House can explain some things perhaps. Maybe then President Rouhani getting his PhD in Scotland on Sharia law. I mean, that's where you go to do your Sharia law PhD in Scotland, of course. And then spending 6 years with Jack Straw and Lord Levi explains some things. You hang with those two, you are one step down from Lord Jacob Rothschild himself. Literally, we put that everywhere. Not a single one of the online whores would touch it. But why dwell on such matters when you can keep the narrative simple and focus on the Allah Akbars, those bushy beards and fist shaking in the great game, the great banking cartel employee theatrical game. When I went after Putin in Iran and the various Muslim extremist groups around the world, I went from $500 a week to 50 overnight. Now you know how the Putin hordes are controlled. Just extremist groups around the world, I went from those bushy beards and we put that everywhere. Not a single one of the online hordes would touch it. But why dwell on such matters when you can keep the narrative simple and focus on the Allah Akbars, those bushy beards and fist shaking in the great game, the great banking cartel employee theatrical game. When I went after Putin in Iran and the various Muslim extremist groups around the world, I went from $500 a week to 50 overnight. Now you know how the Putin hordes are controlled. Just money. In that, they are worse than Hitler, because Hitler never did it for the money. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to rethink everything. We need to ask questions about selling drugs, buying weapons, and then having dead baby competitions over whose suffering is greatest is simply not working. We need to free the occupied territories, not of Palestine, but of the United States. Free the United States. Free the world.